Our rainy day adventures in Chicago continue. This time in a little town southwest of Chicago known as Lockport, Illinois. We're here because we're getting a little behind the scenes look at one of the scariest haunted houses, haunted attractions in Illinois, something known as Hell's Gate. Jessica and I have been on the road for a couple weeks now. By the time we make it back to LA, it'll be about a month. Now on the road, we started doing this thing where we go to haunts during the off season and showcase some of the artistry that goes on behind the scenes. And that's exactly what we're gonna be doing tonight at Hell's Gate. Now the funny thing is, when we talked to him on the phone yesterday, he gave us directions and he said, basically, whenever you get to the road that looks like you're gonna get murdered on, you found it. It kind of reminds me of the movie Haunt. Baby Ghoul, the rain is one thing, but it's the wind. When that starts kicking up, that's whenever it starts becoming a little unbearable. You ready to go inside another haunted house? Yeah, you ready? Maybe we'll get them to turn the lights on. At least just a little bit, right? Now this one is a mansion in the woods. A spooky mansion.
A dry mansion?
In the woods, it better be dry.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
Baby Ghoul, I think this is it. The road that looks like you'll get murdered on. He did say you'll know it when you see it. And this kind of feels like it. Absolutely nothing on that side of the car. Just an open field. Well, it's definitely not monsters or witches or anything, but there's a whole bunch of trucks down here just abandoned. What is going on with that one?
Goner?
Oh man.
Like you're a goner?
Yeah. This is Murder Road, USA right here. Well, it looks like we're in the right place. 3101 Canal Street Legacy Events presents Hell's Gate Haunted House. So there's an open gate right here. We just kind of have to wait for our contact to show up to take us back. Oh, Baby Ghoul, you remember earlier when we started this video off downtown? That is where you park when you come to a place like this. They shuttle you down the murder road to this empty lot, and then it's up to you to be brave and walk through this haunted trail with fire and bones, not knowing what to expect. This is amazing. They definitely don't have things like this out in LA, that's for sure. You can just imagine the different lights and the fire and not knowing what's around every corner. Now, I heard that they actually have a real swamp here back in the woods before you actually get to the mansion itself. Man, this is beautiful. As we walk further down the trail to the house, I want to draw your attention to a boo hole that's right here. Now, I'm not going to point out all the boo holes, but I do want to point that out for one reason in particular. There is a science, a spooky, haunted science, if you will, to creating a successful haunted house. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on with the owner of this place later on in the house. But I kind of don't want to leave these woods. I mean, look at this. Hey, don't get me wrong. I love haunts. I love going during the season where everything's in full swing, but there's just something about seeing it. It's almost like it's dead itself, right? Man, this is cool. Look at that. Now, you know, when we do these things, we don't want to show everything. Now, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can find on the haunted trail that obviously you're not going to see here on this channel. You have to come and see it for yourselves. But the walk up to the house, the mansion, look at this thing. You can't tell me that this wouldn't terrify you at night, in the middle of the night here around Halloween, to being chased with chainsaws, spooky sounds, and you come out of the woods to this. Oh man. That's truly beautiful. Now, I found this out. The folks who are here working on this, getting ready to scare you for, Halloween, the ones who are building everything, they're called the Zombie Army. Baby Ghoul, what are you doing over here? What are you playing with?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I thought it was going to be really prickly, like a rose. And the top is, but the bottom is soft, and I have a feeling that it's probably gruesome when it's alive. And dead, it's even more diabolical.
Let's go look at this house, the front porch. Now we're gonna go inside, and of course you're gonna come with us. And very soon, very, very soon, the owner of this place is gonna meet us for the tour. You know, I do want to come back here during season whenever it's in full swing, but I just love doing these little daytime walkthroughs. This house is amazing. I kind of want it. Now, when I walked up to the house, immediately went to the front doors, but directly across from it, here in the woods, is this old piano. This is pretty terrifying. I can just picture being out here in the middle of the night.
Being out here during the day is a little unsettling.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Hell's Gate Haunted House. I am John LaFlamboy. I am the designer, director, producer. I am the owner of Hell's Gate Haunted House and Zombie Army Productions, the team that runs this show. Hell's Gate Haunted House is a multi-level mansion hidden in the middle of the woods, which you must navigate through the trails, across the swamp and the cemetery, up the hill, through the gate, just to find the house, and that's when your adventure begins. This facility has over 130 actors working on a nightly basis, plus another 24 support staff on top of that to help those actors get through the night. We are an actor-based haunted house. We come from a theater background, so we know people are scary, especially in the dark when they're trying to hunt you down. So you will be going through Hell's Gate today with no actors, with all the lights on, so you can see all the beautiful artwork that the Zombie Army does year-round. A typical tour through the haunted house for a customer is around 40 to 45 minutes. We are open in October, of course, Thursday through Sundays. Like I said, 130 actors and growing, growing, growing. This year we are expanding in every direction, so I'm sure we'll get up to 150 actors by then. And we've been open since 2016. We only closed 1 year during the pandemic, and we cannot wait to show you what we got coming in 2022.
I know it's cold in here, but I got chills, so it kind of added to it. This room's massive.
This is the opening room. This is a staple to a Zombie Army production. What we do, like I said, we're theater people, so we like doing the big theatrical storytelling, but we understand we also got to move people through this haunted house. So our opening room is our big show. People come in the room, they load in. We could fit up to 80 people inside of this room, nice and tight like sausage. As they come in, they're getting little seeds of the storyline, but the real show is the twins. They are the two demon 12 12-year-old girls who are spreading their havoc throughout this mansion. So all the lights will go out and the big thunderstorm and the crack of lightning, and you're left in darkness. And in that darkness, that portrait, which I've left slightly ajar for you, opens up all the way. My actors walk out. They tell you their story. One of them flies over your head. The other one falls down on top of you. These two portraits slide down, slide down. Two more animatronics come flying out, and the entire room is collapsing down on top of your head, which I always feel is a really good time to turn off all the lights and make you think about what you've done today. And that's when your secret passage opens, your first secret passage. Let me go get that for you.
Please tell me before you leave that you're a fan of William Castle.
William Castle, I don't know. I don't know.
Like the Tingler, the House on Haunted Hill,
old school stuff.
Right?
Yes.
So he used to, the opening of his movies, it was like the Tingler. He would have like
the chair tingling.
Exactly.
And we're doing a documentary right now on haunted houses. And we've got this entire history of, yes, well, you said William Castle, like I know that name because of the shock theaters, which then led to William Morris doing shock theaters, which led to Morris costumes. The original Sasquatch video all came out of that. First secret passage is the fireplace.
Oh, wow, look at this thing.
Which is funny because there's a hallway upstairs and more halls, and I would not have guessed it to be the fireplace.
Yes, and as part of our design technique is to just make the place look so much bigger than you and so much more massive and powerful that it makes you, the audience, feel small. And that you don't know where they're coming from. They can come from anywhere. So come on in.
Oh man, this is cool.
So you can't bring 80 people into a haunted house and let them go in. That is not the Zombie Army way. So we bring them in, we give them a big show, we scare the pants off of them, and then we bring them into this much smaller room and we split them up into small groups. It is our goal, our mission, the thing that drives us every night, is to split you up in small, intimate groups. I love a group of 4, so that you feel you're alone in this mansion hidden in the woods. I don't want you to see the group in front of you. I do not want you to see the group behind you. This is important here. So this is the room that is dedicated to that. This is our flow control room. It's pretty, it's beautiful, it's so you don't feel like you're waiting while you're getting split up into small groups. But it also has a secret passage because all good rooms have a secret passage at Hell's Gate. But while I'm here and I am in the light, the most common question the audience has in here is they're being told the rules, and you guys know the rules at home, right? Don't touch the actors, they won't touch you. Don't touch the props, they won't touch you. Emergency exits for emergency only. Pissing yourself is not an emergency. And don't pull out your cell phone for any reason unless you want to lose it for life. But the biggest question we get here is, where's the key? Because if you find the key to Hell's Gate, your ticket is free. And they all want to know that right out of the gate. So this is where we tell them, don't tear apart the entire haunted house. The key is in the key room. You will be instructed you're in the key room to find said key. If you've been here before, you know it's a quick 30-second search for Hell's Gate key. If you get the key, the ticket's free. But this year we're changing it. We're killing the key room, and we're making the entire grounds the place where you're looking for a person, a character.
Oh, wow.
And through our social media, we'll give you clues and riddles. And if you find that person and you say the right thing and answer back the right riddle, your ticket is free. We're going to honor that. We're going to keep with that. We love that. We love having people win free tickets every single night.
So how interactive?
This is incredibly interactive. Back in 1998, I wrote a thesis about why theater people should be creating immersive, interactive haunted houses. Why are we doing side gigs and bussing tables and working cubicles? So this whole thing is for theater people. And by that, anyone who loves to tell a story. Because at the end of the day, we're just storytellers here, man. That's all we're doing is telling stories in the dark. So what I do is my key goal in every design is to empower the actor. This is an actor-based haunted house. It is interactive. It is immersive. You need them to get through it. So yes, this is about as interactive and immersive as I know in the country because it's what we've been fighting for every day since 1998.
Look at this. Oh, there's things everywhere. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Look at this. All the different cobwebs.
I didn't realize it would be on. I've scraped it 3 times.
All right, body's hanging in the corner. Making our way through the kitchen and the, oh wow. So scenic design, baby ghoul. This place is painted like perfectly. This looks like you're walking through an actual creepy butcher shop. Look at this stove over here.
When designing a haunted house, right, you don't want to just put a bunch of props and a bunch of actors in a room, right? You really need to consider how a human animal goes through these rooms. So there is a science to scaring people like this. A lot of times I refer to it as the roller coaster design, where you have to have that variety for people that are afraid of different things. You know, you got the building up that tension. You got the woo, big drop coming down, the loop-de-loops for people that like the loop-de-loops. You got to kind of layer in all of those things. So when we're dealing with a haunted house, there are tactics that you can do in a room, like bring in the walls just a little bit more, so that if someone's behind those walls, they're really close. That claustrophobia is kind of like the low-hanging fruit of haunted houses. The other thing is make it seem real. You know, if someone is familiar to it, you know, and they're touching the wallpaper and the hardwood floors, you'll notice below you are actual oak hardwood floors. Then you're tapping into sense memory as well. So all these things are happening in their heads because you're using actual antiques, actual materials, not just painted on fake stuff. When you're designing rooms, you know, we like to bring you into these big, giant, vast rooms to make you feel small and insignificant, to give the house power and all the actors inside to empower them. And then you can't go big room after big room. Then you got to really bring them down and kind of tighten them up so they feel it's all closing in around them at the same time. So there's this shifting in design from big rooms to closed down rooms to dark rooms to lit rooms to sound that's moving you forward to sound that's stopping you. And then there's phobias. And not to stop with easy phobias, right? Now, of course, people are afraid of spiders and claustrophobia. But focus also on New Age phobias, modern phobias. We love playing with modern phobias in here as well. So we layer those through as well. The scaring from the left is a nice, fun, scientific measure. Also distance, you know, how far someone is walking in a room, how many steps they take before they take that next turn. If you are always weaving and turning, you're making them kind of look and ask questions. If I can get a customer to ask questions, then I got them on a rope. And I'm just bringing them in for the kill. I want them to know what's over there, and if they creak their head just to see it, they're distracted, for that actor to come blindside them and come out this way. Those little tiny things with layering sight lines with different textures and having actors come from different levels on bungee cords, on zip lines, collapsing walls, collapsing floors. Always keep your customer on their heels. If you got them on their heels, they're yours the entire night.
Accurate.
I want to own a haunted house. Oh my gosh. The hallways are just creepier and creepier as we go. Look at this. As we continue further into the house, I do want to point out that, that this is not the full show. That our video is just about... Oh, that guy's creeping me out. This video is all about the artistry. But there's more to that. There's the other part. The other part of this is the scare actors themselves. So now, I was talking to the owner and he said that there are so many scare actors in this house, you can't go 3 feet without somebody scaring you, making you possibly pee your pants. I don't know. But that's the joy of haunt, the beauty of it. You know, the scare actors and the environment working together to create one story or one experience, I guess you should say.
I love her.
I feel like you need that dress.
I think I do.
What's it say? The Tale of Hell's Gate. Oh man.
Beauty tips.
I think this is the first time saying this. Every video, I always say, I want to take that home with us. I want to take her home. She won't fit in the car, and we got a couple more weeks of traveling to do, but she needs to come home with us. Look at this monkey. Typically, we don't like to show the scares, but you have to see this one because the sound is what makes it. Oh, God.
Pop out.
It's perfect. This place is amazing. I'm hearing something straight ahead. But of course, you have to have a creepy doll house or, you know, dolls everywhere. I don't know what's happening over here. Right? Lit perfectly. Oh my God. So that's what we were hearing when we first walked in. That is terrifying. And then there's somebody else up here too at the top. Oh my word. All right. Baby Ghoul. I'm a grown man saying this. I kind of want a dollhouse in our house.
Can it look like this?
As long as it looks like this,
Okay.
we need it.
But not with them.
Oh, yeah, no, not with them.
She freaks me out.
Further into this place takes us into the dollhouse itself. Oh, for the love of Pete. The lights are on and I don't even want to go forward. So I love that throughout this place, you see this book everywhere. Tales of Hell's Gate. Oh my God. Quick sweep of the room. This is, dare I say, beautiful.
I'm kind of in love with it and really, really creeped out.
And mind you, I don't know if this is coming through on the video, but as we walk through, basically we just have the sound of the air. There's nothing else here, which makes it even more creepier. Don't tell me, in order to get out of this room, we have to go through the closet.
You have to go through the closet in order to get out of this room.
So he tells me we have to go through the closet. Look at these. Whoa! I almost peed myself.
I almost said a bad word.
Part of what we believe our job to do here at Hell's Gate is to tell a story. And to tell that story, we need a strong concept. So what we did is we built this entire world around something tragic that happened. Because, you know, darkness and pain and suffering and hauntings usually come out of something that was once love. So our story is Captain Moorstone was traveling across the country to accept this new job from the governor of Illinois to create a cemetery for the unwanted. You know, and it had to be for the unwanted, the prisoners, the women in battered homes, orphans, the mentally handicapped, to create a place to bury all those bodies, because back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, those bodies were not claimed by anyone. So this started as this place out of love to create a home for all of them. But unfortunately, the two 12-year-old twin daughters of the captain passed away on their voyage to Illinois. He arrived to this place, he built this home. He built it though as if they didn't die. He built their bedroom as if they didn't die. He buried them in a mausoleum outside. And he was racked with grief and pain, not knowing if they were at peace in their new home. So of course the captain did what a lot of people did in the 20s. They brought in fortune tellers and seers to reach out into the void, to reach out into the darkness, to see if his daughters were at peace, if they were in fact happy. But as the tale goes, sometimes when you reach out into the darkness reaches back. And instead of making contact with his daughters, these demons came through Hell's Gate and started inhabiting people around Hell's Gate. This is Mother, one of our very first demons to come through the gate in one of his first seances. And she is now spreading the darkness. We have all these orphans that live here. These are the children of the prisoners and the unwanted that were buried here. And so Mother is sharing the tales of the other life to these poor kids who are now creating chair barricades and hiding behind the walls. But all of this was a beautiful home before the pain and the suffering and the grief overtook him and led to some very bad life choices, which just let the darkness in.
You, my friend, are one heck of a storyteller.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Like, wow.
So as you go through, though, I mean, as you go through the show, every room is enforcing that story. Every character is seeding that story. There are no transitions from Egyptian tombs to circus themes. Everything is a 1920s mansion. And below this mansion, in the basement, is the laboratory where the captain did a lot of his experiments. And deeper below the basement are the caves where he went below the house and below into the caves to protect everyone in the house. All of it was done out of an act of love. Sometimes love can get out of control.
All right, baby ghoul. Into this creepy closet we go.
Me first?
Yeah, you first. I'm gonna follow you. Because I almost peed my pants on the last one.
Okay. Oh God.
There's something over here. Don't leave me. Don't go too far.
Oh my God. Come on in, water's fine.
Oh gosh. No. Nope. I'm officially done. Goodbye.
Can I hug it?
I don't know if you can hug it. You can get really close. How about give it a ghost hug? Go for it. Hopefully that gives you an idea how massive this thing is. Oh, and the closet just keeps going. No, it's not terrifying at all. So, oh. So, it's so massive, but basically the chair comes to life.
Superman.
Now, over here, we have a little something special set up.
As you can clearly see, we like doing secret passages here at Hell's Gate. We like to say that Hell's Gate is not just a haunted house, it's an adventure. Because you do get to choose where you're going. So in this case, in the attic, you can choose, would you like to go in the little box?
Oh God.
The medium box? Or the big box? I always recommend the medium box.
So in order to get out of the attic, you have to go into a dark space, a box.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta crawl through that dark space.
Oh man.
I mean, little box is little, man.
I'm little.
We have a lot of fun with that.
You going
You wanna
for
go
it?
little box?
Go little box.
I'll show you my favorite sound in the entire haunted house.
Go for it. I'm gonna camp out right here.
And as soon as the first person of the group goes through the little box, is my favorite sound in the entire haunted house.
All right, so I'll go through the, you said go through the medium one?
I like the medium one.
The medium one? I'll go through the medium one. Jessica's crawling. Oh gosh. All right, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
That was really small.
I will wait to show you up top till later. We're about, all of this is about to get some reconstruction, but it's really pretty down there.
I'm not gonna, I just saw a glimpse of downstairs. Not gonna show it on camera just yet. Oh my God.
It's alive!
Now, I really want to show you what just happened, but it's a secret. You got to keep something to the imagination, but it was really, really cool. Now go ahead and show us this room.
I do like secrets, but I'd like to blow this secret wide open. I love this thing. It's a slide. That's what happened, guys. You have to take a slide from the attic of Hell's Gate to get to the basement of Hell's Gate. Sorry, I blew the secret.
Is it a slide for one person though?
No, no, no. It is a slide for your entire group, so that the entire group goes down. It's a very wide slide, but so your entire group goes down to the basement at the same time. Keeps you all
From
together.
attic to basement.
Yes.
And it was fun. I'm just
ride
going to
the
say
slide.
that. When we're done with this, can we ride it again?
Yeah, you can
All right,
ride as
cool.
many times as you want.
So explain where we're at right now.
Sure, so we are in the basement. Yeah, this is where the captain retreated with all of his studies to try to reanimate the dead to see if he could bring his daughters back to life. But he wanted to do it in a way that wasn't going to hurt anyone else, the house staff, anyone else. So he came down here and created this lavatory in the basement where he is clearly trying to bring the dead to life. Fun fact, kids, this never works. Don't attempt this at home. Movie after movie has proven bringing the dead back to life always ends horribly. It did here for the captain as well.
Don't tell them that. Let them try. Dig up grandma. Don't do that.
It's also where I'm about to do a lot of new designs. So you'll see I've cleared a bunch of stuff out. It's pretty wide open right now. I'm getting rid of a lot of the racking system. I'm gonna bring in this kind of electrical mess and hang bodies everywhere with all the electrodes going and shaking and just, I need a tangled mess of anger and electricity and fear happening. So I have things happening in this room. I like big room designs. I'll show you later in the Dragon Room as to why we do big room designs, but it's also great to come down this space and then see something so big, so much bigger than you, that it once again makes you feel small, and you're looking up that slide saying, how do I get back to where I came from?
Now, I need you to be honest with me for a moment.
I'll come back, okay.
So, I have this theory
Yes.
that everybody who has a haunt
Yes.
or is in the industry that
She went too far. She went too far.
I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people
Okay.
in here.
Sure.
Not including us, the
Yes.
alive, the fleshies. Do they have names?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I name everybody.
I knew you did.
That's my guy Moss Man right there.
So wait, sorry, so let's introduce us. Who's
Oh,
this?
sure, sure. This is Moss Man. I know it's not very original of a name. He's got moss growing on him, but he's always there for us. He's got very caring eyes. He's not here to scare you. He's trying to assist people to get to the next room, man. It's not that big of a deal. Over here, this is Phil.
How you doing, Phil? How
Phil's
you
been
feeling
used.
today?
Phil's been wheeled around. Poor guy, poor bastard. This guy's Big Tony. Tony's got front butt going on right now, which we got to work out. Tony's a little ashamed of front butt. We're working on it. His padding's got to be adjusted. And this, everyone comes up to this and everyone goes, oh my God, it's a mermaid. And I say, stop being a sexist. It's clearly a merman. Merman.
I missed one. Who's this?
Where are we at? Where are we going?
guy.
Where are we going? Oh, Freddie.
Freddie, how you
Freddie's
doing?
always happy. Freddie's always happy. Freddie's got no problems. But yeah, I like to name them. That way they don't turn against me one day. Because, you
The
know,
last thing you want.
you never want all these
There's
things
a
to be
corpse
angry with you.
Right?
Yeah, not with all the weird stuff I bring in here. I like to fill my haunted house with actual items from 100 years ago, 200 years ago. If you know anything about ghosts and hauntings, items can have the energy of where they came from. So I like to layer them throughout my building. Fun fact, furnace, for anybody that follows comedy horror movies of the obscure, is from the Mole Man of Belmont Avenue.
Oh,
Got the whole bad boy here.
well, I'm sorry, Moss Man, but we got to keep moving on. At some point, we got to leave this crazy, kooky mansion. Hopefully. I mean, what happens if,
If you can find a way out.
right? I don't know. There's like secret hallways and passageways everywhere you go. Yep. That's what got you earlier. Oh, gosh. I've never seen a haunt as detailed as this place. I feel like I can smell this room. I feel like I can reach out and touch this and it'd be wet. It's not wet. Wow. And look at that, the layer. So there's a body there in the foreground, there's a body back there, and there's a body farther back there. Talk about like complete immersion. Oh my. Right?
It's too real when you see it right in your face.
Can we tickle his foot?
Yeah, man, get in there.
Tickle his foot. Go for it, baby. Go tickle it. Be a brave soul.
So part of what we try to do here at Hell's Gate and with all Zombie Army designs, one of my goals is to lift the chin. If I could lift the chin of my audience member by creating these giant rooms with all this spectacle above, all I'm trying to do is use the spectacle, the giant dragon here, the giant dragon there, or the proscenium arch cave that goes on forever. If I can get you to lift that chin like that, what I'm doing is I'm empowering these actors below you to come get the throat zone. The throat zone. This is a place no human wants to be touched. It's the most vulnerable spot on the human body. If we get punched here, we can die. So that's why in any fight you see people chin down, shoulders up. Nobody wants their throat exposed. So if I could put you in a haunted house and get you to expose your throat to me, that changes this scare from a jump scare to a gasp. A moment where you can't breathe, a moment where you can't make sound because your throat was exposed and someone just came at your vulnerable spot. So this is called Lift the Chin in all of Zombie Army designs. I spend a lot of time trying to get you to lift that chin so that these actors popping out of their hidey holes are getting good, deep, gasp scares. These are the things that make chemicals fire in your brain, hairs stand up on your neck, and you don't forget it. A jump scare, that's easy and you forget it in a minute. And this room, you'll see dragons. I also have an actor come out of the pit, out of a laser floor in here. So she's coming at you above, also setting up the people below. All of this is timed so the people below are getting those good scares by lifting the chin.
I tell you one of the reasons why I absolutely love this and why you and I, we're friends. We're kindred spirits here.
Yay!
In every one of our adventures, we always implore people, when you explore, always look up.
Always look up. And I say maybe 10% of my entire audience ever looks up. And I know that, I get that, but for the 10%, I'm working for them. All of this is for the 10% that looks up, because I know roughly 80% of my audience sees the haunted house like this.
Right.
They're staring into the hoodie in front of them. They don't want to look at nothing because they don't want to be afraid. And every time they look, bad things happen. Then I've got about 10% that's kind of like, yeah, I like all of this shit. I like, hey, that's cool too. But if I can get that 10%, the people that are just appreciating the art and looking up, that's magic. But the trick is, if you can get this person, the 80% who looks into the hoodie, just to break away for a second, then they're yours. That's your second now. You got them right here. They're exposed. These scares are going to be lifelong for them. This is my cool down area. This is all ivy in the season. We planted the ivy so it all turns red in October. And all the trees over here, all the leaves turn red on them as well. None of this is a scare zone. This is all for you to calm down for a moment. Talk amongst your friends, what you just saw, what you considered, before I bring you through the gift shop into the midway, put a drink in your hand, and give you a bonfire to hang out at.
Oh, wow.
What we're doing here is we've created these monsters, and the monster itself is darkness. It is this unknown force on the other side of the void. And so when the captain reached out to see if his daughters were okay or if he could bring them back to life, it's the darkness that came through. It's the darkness that is infecting everyone. It is the darkness is one. They are many. And so I wanted to create a character after we've kind of layered darkness throughout this whole haunted house through its wall treatments and wallpaper and in the makeup design. When we see a butler have half darkness, you know, we know he's about to turn soon. But I wanted to see what darkness looked like embodied, you know, for darkness itself to walk around. So we workshopped with my costume designers and my makeup designers a character design where darkness itself would put on a suit and pretend to be human. So we played around with it and had some fun with it upstairs, and what that meant to see the darkness kind of oozing, but trying to keep it all together in one form, and the suit that darkness would wear. And as we got in there, I started talking about like an inspiration I have, the actor Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black, where he's full of bugs, and he's trying to keep all the bugs inside. And he starts to kind of, all his skin starts to move, and his muscles contort to hold all the bugs inside, otherwise they spill out everywhere. And I kind of did that little gimmick for them to give them an example. Yeah, I'm an actor. And there Earl was born. And Earl is darkness, wearing a suit, pretending to be a human. And Earl is trying to convince everyone that he's human, as he's also spreading the darkness as he touches people. So this creates a really great relationship with all the butlers and the maids. Like, they see Earl walk in, and you're like, hey, everybody, we're here to party, let's get weird. And they all just kind of scatter and get away. Like, Earl is here to have a good time. And he's here to have a good time with the customers and everybody else, because the darkness is having a great time right now. It's expanding through the house, creatures are coming through, and Earl's just kind of like the front man of the party. And so we created, Anthony Glenn created these amazing masks for us. So this is a silicone made off of a mold of my head. So that way it'd be form-fitting, so the mouth would articulate like it needs to. We got all these little loop-de-loops. I love little loose hangy bits. I think hangy bits are disgusting and they look nice and wet. So this is Earl. Below, this is another mask. This is first version. We were playing around, so we went through 2 iterations of that. And then we added this mask over the top of darkness sometimes. And this creates a new character called the Houseman, also made by Anthony. And Anthony, an amazing talent. You had said earlier that you wanted to bring home one of our props.
Yes.
We do not use, stuff you see in other movies and stuff like that. But we are very lucky that Anthony, our head makeup artist, is also the creator and owner of Original Sin Design. So he builds all these amazing props and stuff like that. So you actually could get a really cool prop from Hell's Gate at Original Sin Designs. That's a plug. That's a plug right there. You see that, Anthony? I plugged you. Yeah, the darkness. But this is a scale model of Hell's Gate. 1 foot to a peg, color-coded. It has every actor, every little secret passageway.
I love it. So, there's a Lego set that I've always wanted. It was called the Monster Fighter. Have you seen it?
The Monster Fighter? Sure.
Monster Fighter series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of the big Haunted Mansion one out of those series.
I figured you would. That's cool. Wow. So we walked through this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you came in the front door right here. Came over here. This is the foyer. You see the twins are up here on the fireplace for flying. Then you go through the fireplace into the study here where you learn the rules.
Right.
You go through that secret passage. Then you come down the hallway, into the kitchen, into the pantry, through the kitchen. There's that stove you like so much. Through the pigs, down pig hall, and back over here to the library, through the bookshelves, into the greenhouse, all the spider webs up top. All the greenery. Come down through here. I got my flyer in the hallway right here. Comes flying out. Down through here, we've got the twins. So you're going outside, coming into the twin room. Then you got behind the walls, all the lath walls. Then you go up to the attic. And of course, I love detail. So I made them removable.
Oh, wow.
So that you could see the rooms below them as well.
You even got the slide over there down into the laboratory?
Of course, you got slide in there. But you got the critter room underneath the attic. Go ahead and put that back. You got the slide. You come down into the lab where I've got all the racks. Everything is to scale. Even all the cabling is all put in there. And even this guy, which is an animatronic, goes back and forth. Make sure I made that work out.
All right, this is cool.
That's Business Pumpkin. He's here for business.
I've seen a few different haunt wardrobe areas. but none of them are as cool as this. I mean, seriously, you guys go above and beyond.
Well, I'm also like a little kid at heart here. I want to design not just a place to work, but I want to design a clubhouse. I want the kids who are working here and creating art here to feel like this is their home. So here we're in makeup, where every makeup artist gets their own station. As you can see, it is very much decorated to their style. Each one is unique. And the 10 makeup artists here have to get 130 actors ready in less than 2 hours.
Wow.
So they have a very difficult job. We also do all our own hand apply. Silicone buildups. We don't use a whole lot of glue on anything here. We custom make them every single night. So we have an assembly line of silicone buildups happening, applications on the face. With the assembly line, it's very, Ford Motor Company assembly line up here, getting it done. A line of actors waiting, and they come up to the chair they're designated, move to the next chair. We have people who specialize in hand apply, doing certain things, specialize in appliances, doing certain things. Over here is our costume department, and I like to keep them close together like this. I feel this creates more creativity. When you've got costumes so close to makeup, there's a lot of yes-anding, of coming up with new ideas as we go. Just because I designed a show to be a certain thing when we start doesn't mean that's the show it's going to be the next night or throughout the season. I expect these people who are brilliant artists in their own to show me something new, to show me something I didn't think of. And that's my favorite part, is watching the art that comes down these stairs every night that I did not design. Something new and magical that the kids designed. So yes, I try to create little clubhouses for them to work in. I just want to say thank you guys for coming out. You've seen Hell's Gate Haunted House in full light, which is a rarity. Most people don't get to see that. But keep in mind at home, we want you to come see the show when it's a show. When it's filled with 130 actors coming at you at every single angle, and you can see the story come to life at Hell's Gate. Take the adventure, man. Come on out. And if you want to see what we're doing new, because we're always doing new stuff, check out hellsgate.com, and we look forward to having you out here. Have a happy Halloween season.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.